My name is Emilio. I am 19 years old. Please listen to my story from beginning to end. It is full of everyday English conversation. This story will help you learn how to speak English better. It is also a story with love, pain, kindness, and strong feelings. It will touch your heart. It will make you feel something special. Please listen completely and do not stop. Let this story help you feel, understand, and speak English better. I was born in a small village in South America. My family was poor, but we were happy. My mother, my little sister Anna, and I lived in a small house with 2 rooms. My father died when I was 5. I do not remember his face very well. But my mother always told me, "Emilio, your father was a kind and strong man. Be like him." I wanted to help my mother. I wanted to be strong and kind. So I studied hard. I worked at a small shop after school. I sold bread, water, and fruit. I talked with people. I smiled. I said, "Good morning. How are you today?" And, "Thank you. See you again." I loved to speak. I loved to make people smile. One day, a woman came to the shop. She was from another country. She had big glasses and spoke slowly. She said, "Hello, young man. Do you sell bananas here?" I smiled and said, "Yes, we have bananas. How many do you want?" She said, "Just 3, please." I gave her the bananas. She said, "Thank you. Your English is very good." I said, "Thank you, ma'am. I want to learn more." She smiled and said, "Keep learning. English will open many doors." That night I told my mother, "Mama, I want to learn English better. I want to go to the city. I want to study." She looked at me. She held my hand. She said, "Go, Emilio. Follow your dream. But promise me you will always be kind." I said, "I promise." I went to the city. It was big. It was full of people and cars and noise. I was afraid. But I remembered my promise. I found a small job in a cafe. I cleaned tables and washed cups. But I also listened. I listened to how people talked. I wrote down their words. I practiced. One day a young man came to the cafe. He sat near the window. I said, "Good morning, sir. What would you like?" He said, "A cup of coffee, please." I brought him the coffee. Then I said, "Are you a teacher?" He looked surprised. He said, "Yes. How do you know?" I said, "You have a kind face like my teacher from the village." He laughed and said, "You are very smart. What is your name?" I said, "My name is Emilio." We talked every day. His name was David. He taught English at the city college. He said, "Emilio, your English is good, but it can be better. Would you like me to help you?" I said, "Yes, please." He gave me a book. It was full of everyday conversations. We practiced speaking. "Hello. How are you?" "I'm fine. Thank you. And you?" "I'm good. What do you do?" "I work at a cafe. And you?" "I'm a teacher." "Nice to meet you." "Nice to meet you too." I repeated these lines every day. I used them with people in the street, in the market, and in the cafe. Slowly, my English got better. One day, David said, "Emilio, do you want to join my class?" I said, "I cannot pay." He said, "It is free for you. I believe in you." I felt tears in my eyes. I said, "Thank you, David. You are so kind." In the class, I met many students from different places. One girl had long black hair and warm eyes. Her name was Lila. She was from Asia. She smiled at me and said, "Hi, my name is Lila. What's your name?" I said, "I'm Emilio. Nice to meet you." She said, "Nice to meet you too." We became friends. We studied together. We walked home together. She taught me new words. I helped her with grammar. We laughed. We shared food. One day she said, "Emilio, I miss my mother. She is far away." I said, "I miss my mother too. I think of her every night." She said, "Do you cry sometimes?" I said, "Yes, I do." She said, "Me too." We looked at each other. We felt close. One evening, I said to her, "Lila, I think I like you." She smiled. She said, "I like you too." It was simple. It was soft. It was sweet. We started spending more time together. We practiced English by talking about our lives. "What did you eat today?" "I ate rice and beans." "What about you?" "I had noodles and eggs." "What do you want to do tomorrow?" "I want to go to the park." "Okay, let's go together." Our English was growing. Our hearts were growing too. But life is not always easy. One day I got a call. My mother was sick. Very sick. I felt my heart stop. I ran to David and said, "I must go back to my village." He said, "Of course. Family is first." I told Lila I must go. She said, "I understand, I will wait." I took the long bus back. I saw my little sister Anna. She ran to me and said, "Emilio." I held her. I ran to my mother's bed. She looked weak. She smiled and said, "My son, you are here." I held her hand. I said, "I am here, Mama." I stayed for many days. I cooked. I cleaned. I told my mother stories. She said, "You speak English so well now." I said, "Thanks to you, Mama. You always believed in me." One night she said, "Emilio, you must go back. You have a future. You have someone waiting." I said, "I cannot leave you." She said, "You are my dream. Go live it." I cried and said, "I love you, Mama." She said, "I love you too." I went back to the city. Lila was waiting at the bus stop. She ran to me and hugged me. She said, "Welcome back, Emilio." I said, "Thank you for waiting." We both worked hard. We finished our English course. David gave us a big hug and said, "I am proud of you both." Later, I got a job as a helper in a language school. I said to students, "Hello, how are you? My name is Emilio. I will help you speak English. Let us learn together." I looked at Lila. She smiled. She was now also teaching children English. I said to her one day, "Lila, we have come so far." She said, "Yes, we did it together." I said, "Do you want to walk this life with me?" She said, "Yes, Emilio." Our love grew stronger. We helped more people. We made a small place where students could learn English for free. We called it Kind Words. We said, if you can speak, you can connect. If you can connect, you can love. Many people came. We started with simple conversations. "Do you want tea or coffee?" "I want coffee, please." "What is your favorite color?" "My favorite color is blue." "What time is it?" "It is 3 o'clock." "Where are you from?" "I am from Brazil." Everyday English. Simple words. Big dreams. One girl came to us. She was 11. She said, "I want to speak English like you." I smiled and said, "You can. Just speak, speak, speak. Don't be afraid." She asked, "Can I be a teacher too one day?" I said, "Yes, you can." She said, "Why do you teach for free?" I said, "Because someone helped me when I had nothing. I want to help others too." Lila and I sat one evening by the lake. She said, "Do you miss your village?" I said, "Yes, but I carry it in my heart." She said, "I carry my home in my heart too." We held hands and looked at the stars. Sometimes I look at the sky and say, "Mama, are you proud of me?" In my heart, I hear her voice, "Yes, Emilio, always." If you are listening to my story, I want to tell you, never give up. Speak every day. Use simple words. Be kind. Help others. And always believe in your dream. No dream is too small. No voice is too weak. You can speak English. You can touch hearts. You can change lives. Thank you for listening to my story. If you liked this story, please like and subscribe. It helps me keep working hard to bring more beautiful, emotional, and amazing stories just for you. I want to share more love, more dreams, and more learning with you.